Welcome back to the channel. Right, we got a really busy week on this week. So this week we're going to be wrapping the trailer, but what I've decided to do before we wrap the trailer, because there's so much damage underneath and where I've tried to blend it out before, you can see on the trailer you've got all these chip marks and that. Now, it didn't really notice under the wrap, but I want a really good wrap because VK Graphics are going to come and do an awesome job. So I've actually decided to take all the paint off the trailer completely and go from there. So what I'm going to do now, I've actually started to paint stripper the trailer, and then I'm going to sand it down completely so it's just a bare aluminium panel, so then we can rewrap that. So it's going to be a really busy week this week, so let's get on with it. So as you can see, I've put on some paint stripper there, and you can see it's actually bubbling up the paint already. Now, if you can imagine how big this trailer is, look how much paint stripper I've had to put on there. So I'm actually doing like 3 pals at a time and letting them soak in. And then what I'm doing then is actually going back, I'll walk a bit slowly, and then what I do then is actually end up sanding the last little bit. So this is another piece I've already just sanded. So we're doing this the whole side of the trailer. We'll go all the way up to the front. As you can see, the trailer is well and truly getting back to bare metal. It's got loads and loads of different layers of paint on there. So I've been using different types of paint stripper. I'm not sponsored by any people who make paint stripper. I wish I was. I've used a lot. So yeah, so this one there is from Screwfix, and not very good at all. Doesn't stick to vertical surfaces, really runny. I didn't get on with that at all, really cheap. Next one, as I tried this one, Nemesis, quite good. It's like mid-range on price. It holds on a vertical surface, not that strong though. So this is the one I went for in the end. Nitromorse, really, really good. Got on well with it, nice and strong. It's got a nice colour to it, so you can see how much you're putting on. It is the most expensive, but you only pay for what you get for. The only thing I did notice it compared to the other ones, all the other ones have got safety caps on for if you've got kids about. So the Nitromorse one hasn't. So if you've got any kids around, just make sure they don't get hold of that. It wouldn't do them any top. It's really strong. Of course, you've got to wear gloves, eye protection. I was even wearing a mask. The Nitromorse one's got a really strong smell to it. So I just do a little bit of sanding now, just to get off the last little bits, and we'll be ready to get this thing wrapped. So we've actually spoke to Kelvin. Kelvin's actually going to come next Monday now, so he's going to come next week, just to give me a little bit more time, because it's taken a little bit longer than I thought it was to get this trailer stripped back to bare metal. So yeah, but I've got loads of other bits to make. I've got to make the doors yet that go underneath, so while the paint stripper's on, I'm going to start making the doors so you can see me making them. So we're going to make the doors out of 25 by 25mm box. Got lots on the rack here, so I've got a nice saw so we can chop it off. The only problem with my saw, on it is it's meant to have a water coolant, but the water coolant's broken and the pump's broken. So what I've done on the top there, sponsored by Lucas Oil of course, I've used one of their containers to make a gravity feed so it keeps that blade nice and cool. So let's chop up some steel and get on with it. Tip for you, so if you're ever cutting steel, especially on a saws or something, you need to measure the thing first, but there's 2 different types of tape measure. So you've got this tape measure here. If you look at the end of it there, it's got little barbs on it, but some tape measures have got magnets on the bottom of them. So on the magnets, you see, look at this one now, you see the magnets there. Now what happens if you're cutting steel with magnets, steels and magnets magnetise each other, so you can get that on it, especially if you're measuring something that's very precise. If you get swarf or any metal on the end of the magnet, your measurements are going to be really out. So it's best to use tape measures with no magnets on at all. They're great for if you're measuring up on something and you want to just stick it to a piece of metal and then run the tape measure back. But actually when you're cutting it, you want a plain one with no magnets. Okay, so we cut up all the metal and I've tacked it together now. So this is what we're making. These are the 2 doors for one side, so there's going to be 6 doors in total. So this is just the outer frame. So we've tacked all of them together. So we've tacked them all together, and then we've started seam welding. So what I do is I can't actually film the welding because I haven't got a tripod, so I'm actually doing this all handheld just off my phone at the moment, just seeing what you guys think of it. So we're going to probably do this once a week now, upload a video onto YouTube to say what I've been doing. So yeah, so what I'll do is I'll stop videoing and I'll show you how I've done it. Okay, so you can see there, that's just a tack weld there. What we use, put a set square in there, make sure everything's nice and straight, put a tack weld in it, and then go work it all the way around. And then after you've tack welded it and everything's nice and straight, you check it again, and then you start seam welding it. But so when I seam weld it, you'll probably find that when you just remembered, always wear a glove. Literally, I've only just welded this. So weld it all the way around, but sometimes you want to weld on the top, and that is too tall for me because my bench is actually quite high. So a little tip when you want to weld the top, just get another piece of steel, just overhang the bench a little bit. It actually works as a cantilever, so there's nothing clamping this piece of metal down. So now it's on the edge of the bench. There's the earth for my welder, so the welder's earthed through the bench. And of course, now you can weld it nice and easy. And it's easy to remove. Just take the piece off, take your piece of metal off, back on the bench, ready to weld again. Just thought it'd be more interesting if you could actually see what I was going to do. So I haven't got a tripod, so we had to improvise, and I'm just thinking, this will make a great phone holder. So it's the vice off my pillar drill. But let's put the phone in it and then record what we're doing. Okay, today we're going to paint the trailer at last. Wow, what a nightmare it's been. In one part of the trailer there was 6 layers of paint, 6 layers. So yeah, so we took it down to bare metal. Today we're going to etch prime the trailer. The reason we etch prime it is so we got really good adhesion to that metal, and then we're actually going to spray it gloss black. Main reason for that is just so we got really nice surface to get the vinyl to stick onto. So VK Graphics are coming to do their magic on Monday. Yeah, so I'm really looking forward to it. The design is so sick, I absolutely love it. So let's get to the workshop and put on some paint. We're all masked up now. Let's get some primer on this. So we're going to put one good coat of etch primer to cover the whole side of this aluminium. So we're going to make it go all the way over, all the way from the top to the bottom. So that's the trailer all primed. Now you can see how long that trailer is. So that's over 13 metres long, this trailer. It's 4 metres tall. So it's going to probably take, I think, about 10 litres of black now. All the black's mixed up, ready to go. I've tested it on a few little places just to make sure, because I've mixed up all in one go. Because you don't want to keep having to mix it and then put it in the gun, mix it, put it in the gun. I've mixed it all already. So now we're going to shoot the black all over this trailer. So there we are, trailer's painted, look at that. Whole thing's black all the way to the front, so we can get it wrapped next week. So if you're going to come back to our channel, I must admit, thank you very much for all your comments. I've only just started doing this. People ask me, what do I do from day to day? And I just thought, well, I've seen other people do vlogs and stuff, and sometimes people find it interesting, sometimes it's boring, but I try and make it interesting. Like I couldn't video doing all the paint stripping really, because you've seen people about watching paint dry. This is the opposite, just watching paint bubble up. It takes forever. So I've had a really, really busy week down here at the workshop. So the next time we're going to be out with the truck is at Santa Pod for Festival of Power. So that's at Easter. So if you want something to do for your Easter holidays, do something with the kids. They've got so many jet cars. If you've never seen a jet car, you've got to see Martin Hill in Fire Force. Fire Force, he's got 2, 3, 4 and 5 out. So he's got loads of them. The easiest way to describe it, the noise what comes out the back of it. You think a monster truck's noisy, you should hear a jet car, and they've got probably about 8 jet cars there over the weekend. So that's Festival of Power at Santa Pod on the bank holiday, Easter holiday. So I hope to see you there. And until next time, stay tuned to the channel. Please subscribe and don't forget to click notifications if you want to know when the next video is uploaded.